announcement from Nancy Pelosi after publicly announcing yesterday that she would not seek re-election after a nearly 40-year career in Congress.
She just announced she'll step away after nearly 4 decades. And the response was savage. When Nancy Pelosi told the country she won't run again, President Trump didn't offer a polite send-off. He called her evil and said he's glad she's retiring. A line that immediately refocused the story from a political milestone to a personal feud.
Meanwhile, reaction from Washington continues to pour in from both sides of the aisle, and that includes President Trump, who did not mince words. Instead of recognizing Pelosi's decades of service to the country, Trump simply said this.
She's an evil woman. I'm glad she's retiring. I think she did the country a great service by retiring. I think she was a tremendous liability for the country. I thought she was an evil woman who did a poor job, who cost the country a lot in damages and in reputation. I thought she was terrible.
On November 6th, Pelosi released a message to San Francisco and to the nation. She will finish her term and not seek re-election in 2026.
I say to my colleagues in the House all the time, no matter what title they have bestowed upon me, Speaker, Leader, Whip, there has been no greater honor for me than to stand on the House floor and say, I speak for the people of San Francisco. I have truly loved serving as your voice in Congress, and I've always honored the song of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, the anthem of our city. That is why I want you, my fellow San Franciscans, to be the first to know. I will not be seeking re-election to Congress. With a grateful heart, I look forward to my final year of service as your proud representative. As we go forward, my message to the city I love is this. San Francisco, know your power. We have made history. We have made progress. We have always led the way. And now we must continue to do so by remaining full participants in our democracy and fighting for the American ideals we hold dear. In doing so, we ensure that our city shines on as a beacon of hope, justice, and peace for the country and for generations to come. After all, San Francisco is the greatest city on earth with the most extraordinary people on earth, and a place that I will always believe is heaven on earth. Thank you, San Francisco, for trusting me to be your voice in Congress. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Guard has been repudiated, and the radicals are taking over the Democratic Party. We have evidence now every day. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi has now announced her retirement this morning. That is a very important sign that I hope that you all will delve into.
For an 85-year-old who first took a House seat in 1987, it marks the end of an era. Within hours, reactions poured in. Praise from allies, speculation about ambitious Democrats eyeing her seat, and a blistering response from Trump, who framed her exit as a victory. That immediate contrast, reverence on one side and relish on the other, sets the tone for why this story still matters. She didn't arrive fully formed at the Capitol. Pelosi came out of a political family in Baltimore, learned the ropes, and only ran for Congress at 47. That late start, after raising 5 children, gave her a reputation as both tenacious and battle-tested. Once in Washington, she climbed slowly and deliberately, whip, minority leader, then speaker, becoming the first woman to hold the gavel and one of the most consequential lawmakers of her generation. The arc is simple but seismic, a political insider who became a national power broker. Don't let the punchy headlines fool you. Pelosi's playbook included policy victories that stuck. Think major healthcare wins and laws that changed everyday lives, measures that made her a hero to many Democrats and a target for conservatives. Her knack wasn't just grandstanding, it was getting votes, spinning coalitions, and, when necessary, bending the machinery of Congress to pass big, messy bills. That legislative muscle is a core reason her retirement feels like a tectonic shift. If you want to understand why Trump's words hit so hard, look at the history. From tense Oval Office exchanges during shutdown fights to viral State of the Union clap moments and the infamous ripped speech. Their clashes were never just policy debates. They became cultural touchpoints. Public smirks, ripped pages, impeachment showdowns, and even personal barbs after the violent attack on Pelosi's home. Those episodes turned a political rivalry into a long, combustible story the media could never stop replaying. Pelosi's power wasn't only in headlines, it was in the grind. Fundraisers, staff management, the endless networking. Reporters joked she would show up to even the smallest event, and that presence paid off. She cultivated loyalty, mentored rising stars, and kept a tight vote count that turned narrow margins into wins. Even when she stepped back from the speakership, she stayed influential, shaping strategy, elevating protégés, and reminding everyone how Washington actually works. That institutional savvy explains why her departure sparks a debate about competence versus style in the party. Surprisingly, the praise wasn't all one-sided. Democrats called her a titan. Rivals grudgingly acknowledged her skills. Even some conservatives admitted Pelosi taught them lessons in political survival. Her retirement immediately opened a scramble. Who runs in San Francisco? Who steps into the Democratic leadership void? And what does this mean for a party debating its future direction? The stage is now set for a contest between old guard discipline and a newer, often louder generation demanding change. So what's the takeaway? When one of the most seasoned players leaves the board, it's not just about the next name on a ballot. It's about how power gets wielded. Pelosi's career was both admired and reviled, and Trump's relish at her exit shows why personality still trumps policy in so much of our politics. Her retirement is a closing chapter, but it's also a question. Will the next leaders copy her playbook, or will they rewrite the rules entirely? Drop your best guess in the comments. Is this the end of an era, or just the start of a new, nastier game?